Good day, sir team. This is my Greek homework 107. Number 11, didaske, anthropon. Didaske, third person singular, present active indicative of didasko means to teach. So didaske meaning he teaches. The subject here, which is he, is third person singular, and the verb teach becomes teaches because of the subject verb agreement rule for third person singular in the simple present tense. So the correct form is he teaches, where teaches correctly matches the subject he. Anthropon, accusative singular, functioning as the direct object, meaning a man. Based on my personal studies or theme, why I use indefinite article a, because in Greek the definite article ho, he, and tho is used to specify a particular noun. So the absence of the article here suggests that anthropon is indefinite, meaning it refers to a man, not rather than the man. And I use also the indefinite article a because the next letter is a consonant. So didaske anthropon translates to he teaches a man. 12. Adelphos lege logon apostolo. Adelphos, nominative singular, subject of the sentence, and brother in English. Lege, present active indicative, expressing that the subject, the brother, is currently speaking. So lege is also a third person singular, and lege in English, he speaks. Logon, it is a word, accusative singular, direct object. Apostolo, apostle in English, dative singular, indirect object or recipient. And I use the preposition to because in English, the dative case often denotes the indirect object or recipient of an action. So in this sentence, apostolo to an apostle specifies that the apostle is the recipient of the action described by the verb. And I use the indefinite article an because it refers to a single and unidentified apostles. So Adelphos lege logon apostolo translates to a brother speaks a word to an apostle. And I did not include he from the Greek verb lege in this translation because Adelphos is the subject and it's in the nominative case. So the subject, a brother, already indicates who is performing the action. So he isn't necessary in this translation. So this sentence shows that where the subject, Adelphos, brother, is performing the action of speaking a word to an apostle. So apostle here is the recipient of the word. 13. Adelphos apostolon genoski nomon. Adelphos, nominative singular, subject of the sentence brother in English. Apostolon, genitive plural, indicating position or relationship of the apostle. And apostolon, it is apostles in English. And I use the preposition of here because it translates the genitive case, which shows position or relationship. In this sentence, of the apostles indicates that the brother is related to the apostles, defining whose brother he is. And I use the definite article the because it specifies a particular group. So in this sentence, the apostles, and indicating that the apostles are known or familiar within the context. And Genowski, present active indicative, third person singular. And in English, he knows. Nomon, law, accusative singular, direct object. Adelphos apostolon Genowski nomon translates to a brother of the apostles knows the law. So this sentence, the subject Adelphos, which is a brother, is performing the action of knowing the law that belongs to or is related to the apostles. And 14. Doloy ginoskusi nomon kai lambanosi Dora. Doloy, nominative plural, subject of the sentence. Doloy in English, slaves. Ginoskusi, present active indicative, third person plural of ginosko. So, ginoskusi in English, they know. Nomon, it's law. Accusative singular, direct object of ginoskusi. Kai, it is and. Lambanosi, present active indicative, third person plural of lambano. Lambanosi in English, they receive. Dora, accusative plural, direct object of lambanosi. Dora, it is subgift in English. Doloy, ginoskusi nomon kay lambanosi Dora, translates to the slaves know the law and receive gift. And yeah, I didn't include they from the Greek word ginoskosi, they know, and lambanosi, they receive, because the subject of the sentence is explicitly stated as slaves. Thus, repeating they is unnecessary since it is understood from the context. So, in my explanations in number 11, I mentioned in the last few minutes that ho, he, tho indicates specificity requiring the in English. But here, even without ho, he, and tho, I use the to maintain clarity and convey that the noun is specific or known from the context. And yeah, in English, certain process naturally take the, even when the Greek lacks an article, especially when referring to specific entities or universally recognized concepts such as the slaves or the law. Yes, Rudim, it is based only in my personal study. Yeah. And duloy ginoskosi nomon kay lambanosi Dora translates to the slaves know the law and receive gift. So this sentence illustrates that the subject doulos performs two actions, knowing the law and receiving gift. 15. Ginoskosin anthropoi thanaton. Ginoskosin, meaning deno, present active indicative, third person plural of the verb ginosko, meaning to know. Anthropoi, people in English, nominative plural, serving as the subject of the sentence. Thanato, that in English, accusative singular, serving as the direct object of the verb. So, ginoskosin anthropoi thanaton translates to people know death. So, they know, which is from the Greek word ginoskosin, implies the subject is they, which corresponds to people. So the pronoun they is needed separately. 16. Lambanomen Dora kai ecomen adelphos. Lambanomen, present active indicative, first person plural of lambano. Lambanomen in English, we receive. Dora, it is gift in English, accusative plural, direct object of lambanomen. Kai and ecomen, present active indicative, first person plural of eco. Ecomen, we have in English. So, adelphos, accusative plural, direct object of ecomen, brothers. Yeah, adelphos. Lambanomen Dora kai ecomen adelphos translates to we receive gifts and have brothers. So in this sentence, the subject implied as we from the verb forms perform the actions. We receive gifts and having brothers. 17. Apostolois and doulos legomen logus thanato. Apostolois, dative plural, indirect object of legomen, to the apostles. And I use the preposition to because the dative case in Greek indicates the indirect object or recipients of an action. So in this sentence, apostolos to the apostles shows that the apostles are the recipients of the words being spoken. And Kai, English, and doulos, dative plural, indirect object of legomen to the slaves. Doulos to slaves in English. Legomen, present active indicative, first person plural of lego, we speak. And logos, accusative plural, direct object of legomen. Logos, words in English. Thanato, genitive singular, modifying logos. Thanato, death in English. So, apostolos kai doulos, legomen logos thanato, we speak words of death to the apostles and to the slaves. 18. Adelphoi kai douloi, genoskosin kai bleposin, era kai dora. Adelphoi, brothers, kai and douloi, slaves, both are in the nominative plural. They are the subject of the sentence performing the actions. And genoskosin, no, or they know. Kai and bleposin, they see, both are present active indicative, third person plural, describing actions the subject are performing. They know and they see. So era, holy, and Kai and Dora, gift, both are the accusative plural. They are the direct object of the verbs holy and gift. So adelphoi kai douloi, genoskosin kai bleposin, era kai Dora, brothers and slaves, and know and see holy things and gifts. I added things here to make my grammar smooth. Yeah, and the subject they from the verbs ginoskosin and bleposin includes both brothers and slaves. Brothers and slaves. So they thus refer to both nouns collectively. And 19, grape apostolon nomon kai legi logus vios dolo. Grape, he writes, third person singular, present active indicative. Apostolon, of apostles, genitive plural, it shows position, meaning the law belongs to or is related to the apostles. Nomon, a law, accusative singular, this is a direct object of he writes. And kai, yeah, legi, he speaks, third person singular, present active indicative. Logos, words, accusative plural, this is the direct object of he speaks. Vios, to the sons, dative plural, this is the indirect object of he speaks. Doulo, of a servant, genitive singular, it shows position, meaning the sons belong to or are related to the servants. So grape apostolon nomon kai lege logos vios doulo translates to he writes a law of apostles and speaks words to the sons of a servants. And last week, sir, I watched your uploaded video on YouTube. Your translation for number 19 was, an apostle writes a law and speaks words to sons of a servant. But based in my personal studies, sir, I believe that apostles here in this context is not the subject, but rather a genitive, indicating position or relationship or relation to the law. And I believe that grape means he writes, with he being the subject, not the apostle. So, therefore, the correct translation might be, he writes a law of an apostle and speaks words to the sons of a servants. And yeah, this is only based on my personal studies team, and correct me if I'm wrong. Number 20, last, vioi apostolon lego legosi logus kai losi dolos. Vioi, sons, and it is a nominative plural. Apostolon, of apostles. It is a genitive plural indicating that the subject, the sons of apostles. And legosi speaks, and yeah, lo they free or they speaks, legacy, present active indicative third person plural, describing the actions performed by the subject. So loosi, the words, and dolo slaves, accusative plural serving as direct object of legacy or legacy, and loosi, words and slaves. So Vihoy, apostolon legosi logos kai loosi dolos translates to the sons of apostles speak words and free slaves. And that would be all, Sir Team. Thank you.